More Shaun Cody, Max Browne, and Keely Eure joins us now for our football roundtable. Saturday left you feeling like... Anyone got a word for me?
Interesting. More certain about Caleb Williams. I think coming into each game, I was a little bit like, okay, which Caleb are we going to get? I think now, game 7, game 8, it seems like he's in a rhythm. And granted, it might be the defenses he's facing, but Saturday was the most starts he's had in his career. And I think it means something for him to finally have continuity as the starter at the college level. So I think that's my cop-out answer, Jordan.
I like it. Anyone else?
I'll get philosophical, reflective. I think for me, like if you would say we were at this point right now, 7-1
Yep.
a year ago, I would have been like, no way. And then to win, I mentioned it to Lincoln Riley to win on the road at Oregon State, to get that win on the road in Tucson. Like those are wins we hadn't seen the past 4 or 5 years, and so it's hit me in the face of like, man, this team's come a long way in a short period of time.
I'm so frustrated with how quickly it's being taken for granted.
Yep.
Yeah,
I could tell. I got that in the postgame for you.
4-8 last year, Shaun. 4-8. They win on Saturday. They will have doubled their win total with games to go, and everyone's like, it wasn't that pretty though.
Yeah, I got that sense from you in the postgame that you were preaching a little bit of patience and I mean 7-1 is not even patience. So it's been quite the turnaround. I think it was as funny as it say, but I think it was a win for both teams that day. I think Arizona felt probably good after that game. They probably felt like, hey, we got these weapons. We battled with SC at our house, and then SC felt great
they're in year 2 of a project.
Yeah,
and USC's in year 1 of a project. And when you're in a project, you have to take other gains other than the big glass trophy at the end.
Yeah, no, they felt good. And SC felt good. They battled on a road game with injuries and referees, and then they were able to overcome something they hadn't before, and like we saw at Rice Eccles. So it's, I think both teams, I think, went away the game feeling pretty good about themselves.
The issue, of course, that everyone keeps coming back to is defensively. And, we talked about it going into the season. They didn't add nearly as much talent offensive or defensively as they did offensively. So there is more work to go on that side. What's interesting to me, though, is all of a sudden it seems like the pass defense is the bigger question when all season was the run defense, but against Utah and then I thought against Arizona again. Are there concerns about the actual pass defense, or is it just the opponent, and all of a sudden you face 2 pretty good quarterbacks with good receivers, and that's what got it?
I thought it was the quarterback's elusiveness that really put on display on Saturday. It was Jaden DeLora. He was putting on a show back there. If we had got home a couple more times, the score would have been a lot different. I thought our defense at times, holding the field goals, the first down stop, Arizona's on the 1 yard line, and they knock them back to the 8, and they kick a field goal there. That's a win for the defense. So there was moments of it, just that elusive quarterback can just throw everything off and make you look terrible at defense sometimes.
Yeah, I think it was Dalton Kincaid against Utah. I think that's where you actually got beat. But I think you're facing the number 5 passing team in the nation. I think you're just you're going to see it. And
you said that all season. Max has had them a bunch, and he was like, Arizona's good on offense.
The catches they made too, like some of that you just have to tip your hat. So I'm not as concerned.
They've been doing that all year long. I like how Coach said, if you watch their games, they've been getting increasingly that much better. And those receivers, they're legit. I think it's easy to be like, oh, Arizona, and view them in a certain way. No, that's a really good offense. It's a really bad defense, but it's a really good offense that made their plays.
In the final segment of Trojans Live on a Halloween Monday. Shout out to our guy Shaun Cody if you're listening on the radio. Shaun has been in full mariachi regalia all night. He's got the Stetson hat on.
He just chucked.
Knocked it out of the park today while the rest of us lamos were lame and didn't dress up. So shout out to you, Shaun.
Much better. Hero. Yes. Yeah, I'd lost the hat right now. It was kind of hindering my ear performance all night. So
ear performance. Yeah. Do you measure the performance of all the different parts as the show goes on?
Yes.
The over-under is presented by Pechanga Resort Casino, proud partner of USC Athletics. This is how I measure my performance. The over-under.
I love this.
Oh, no.
I love this.
The over-under is 9.5 for USC's CFP ranking, which comes out tomorrow.
Meaning if you take the over,
you think that
they're higher
USC will be 9 or under?
Under is
or
the
10
lower numbers.
Or over. Yes, under is the lower numbers.
I got the under on that.
Go ahead.
one-loss team and your one loss is on the road against Utah in Salt Lake. It's a pretty good loss. USC's got the brand equity there. I'm going under.
They are number 9 in the AP poll, so it would really just be holding the ranking that they have. I mean, not that the two have anything really to do with each other. Most people expect Tennessee to be number 1 in the CFP. They are not number 1 in the AP.
I'm having a Shaun moment right now. Under is
9 or below.
Okay, over.
Yeah.
I actually think USC will drop a little bit in CFP.
I will say over because they're kind of lacking a great win, right? I feel like they don't really have that signature win yet. I think those signature wins are possible at the end of the season, so I think I'm taking over right now.
Yeah, I think the best thing that's helping USC is all of a sudden Oregon State popped into the AP top 25 this week. If they were to be in the CFP, even if it's in the back, that gives you a road win over a top 25 team, and all of a sudden that looks pretty good. And I think what's interesting is it might be a direct comparison between USC and UCLA. UCLA is 10 in the AP poll. Might the Bruins flip and be number 9 because sometimes they're a little bit more impressive in their wins? I mean, their resumes are fairly similar. The loss is at Oregon for UCLA, but a little bit more of a blowout than USC's loss. But UCLA beat the Utah team that beat USC.
Transitive property.
And does UCLA get punished for an extremely weak out of conference?
Yep.
That comes into play. And to me, the Oregon State-Washington game this week in the Pac-12 is the best game in the conference. You need Oregon State to keep winning, and they're playing good ball. That makes it that much better of a win. I heard it was USC has the best conference road win against Oregon State.
Yeah.
For whatever that's worth. So
another game to watch this week, Clemson goes to Notre Dame. That could be a little double for USC.
Notre Dame, kind of
A
sneaky.
Notre Dame win would knock Clemson back, and it would also probably put Notre Dame into the top 25. All right, they're telling me it's time to go. Thanks to everyone for working on a Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
We appreciate you guys. Thanks for everyone for listening back at the station as well. You can follow up with us on Twitter and YouTube. For Shaun, for Max, for Keely, I'm Jordan Moore. Fight on, everyone.